Welcome to my madness, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 pickups, for me personally, of 2024. Now, rules on this one, pretty simple. I mean, I've done some other top 10 lists on specific things, specifically action figures that came out this year, Marvel Legends that came out this year, and G.I. Joe Classifieds that came out this year. So if it's not something in one of those categories that came out this year, that's what this list is for. Because, you know, as collectors, we pick up a lot of stuff that maybe came out 2, 5, 10, 20, 40 years ago, especially if, like me, you like to pick up some vintage stuff here and there. So sometimes some of your favorite things to pick up aren't anything that came out this year. That's what this list is for. So, you know, we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump right in. But before we do, I want to encourage you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite pickups of the year are. What older things have you picked up this year that you just absolutely love? Maybe something you've been looking for a really long time. Whatever it is, let me know in the comment section down below. But let's go ahead and jump right in.
Yeah, I'd like to place an order.
What you like?
Yeah, I'd like
a mafex Cyborg Superman.
And then?
A TVC Darth Vader. Alright, so in at number 10, we have the Revolte Captain America. Now, this is one that I've wanted to pick up for a while. I don't remember exactly when he came out, maybe late 2010s. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But I'm a huge Captain America fan, and I like to pick up as many different and unique versions of Captain America as I can find, and this one certainly fits the bill on that, with that kind of traditional Revoltech style and engineering and articulation. And I'm not really that big of a fan of Revoltech's style and specifically their articulation on everything, but on this one I think it works and makes for a really cool, unique, stylized version, bulky version of Captain America, and I like it quite a bit, and very, very happy that I picked this one up this year.
Gosh, I think that's about it.
And then?
Alright, so at number 9, we have a 1/18 scale G.I. Joe 25th anniversary Matt Tracker. Codename Tracker, I guess, is his code name. Of course, this is Matt Tracker from the Kenner toy line m.a.s.k back in the 80s, of which I was a huge fan of the cartoon and of the toy line, along with being a huge fan of G.I. Joe. And so to have them mashed together into one, I'd been wanting to pick this up for a while. I don't know why I haven't picked it up before now, but I finally did, and very, very happy to have him on my shelf in my 1/18 scale G.I. Joe collection. He looks awesome. He's a lot of fun. It's just cool when you get a cool mashup between two things you love a lot, and this definitely fits the bill for that.
And then?
No and then. That's all I want.
Alright, now here we have the KCT Toy SpiderMan 2099 here at number 8, and I bought this thing 6 months ago, maybe, give or take, I don't remember, sometime over the summer, and I love it. Now, of course, CT Toys has become all the rage now because of that new Wolverine figure that they just released, which I haven't picked up yet, but I will at some point. But I knew they had good quality stuff when I picked this thing up, and it's just phenomenal. It's basically just a knockoff SH Figuarts, but it's really, really well done. It's appropriately sized for a Marvel Legends collection. He comes in at just under 7 inches tall. He's a big, beefy figure, great articulation, great paint, great sculpt. It looks fantastic. He's still out there if you want to pick this guy up, and he's really cheap. Highly recommend it because it's definitely one of my favorites of the year.
No, that's it.
And then?
No and then.
Alright, so at number 7, we got a couple of Mattel old school Batmobiles. One from Batman v Superman, the other one from Justice League. And I just missed the boat on these when they first came out back in the mid-2010s. And they're fantastic. Since in the last year and a half or so, I've been getting more into going back and collecting 6-inch scale DC figures. These were just absolutely a must-have for the way my collection was going. And they just have such great shelf presence. They're both really well done, lots of good sculpt, they look cool, they fit with a lot of great figures that I've got in my collection. If you collect 6-inch scale DC stuff, these two are absolutely a must-have. You can get them for about 20 bucks a piece or less. I mean, they're cheap as hell, and they just make a display, especially a Batman display, really, really pop. Highly recommend picking these up. Love having these in my collection.
And then?
and then nothing else because I'm done ordering, okay?
All right, so in at number 6, we've got a KO of Deathstroke the Terminator, Revolte knockoff. I'm not sure if this is CT Toys or not. To be honest with you guys, it could be. Definitely judging by the quality, it might be. It's a fantastic figure. I mean, this is one that I really, really like a lot. It's probably my favorite KO that I picked up this year, and I pick up quite a few of them over on AliExpress and Temu. And this is probably the best one that I've picked up all year long. And it's just the paint, the sculpt, the articulation, the engineering. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels just as good as any of the actual Revolte figures that I have. And he's cheap as hell, man. I mean, you can pick these guys up for 20 bucks or less with free shipping, and it's just a great addition. It's a cool look. Everything looks great on it. It's very stylized, as you expect a Revolte to be, and a Revolte knockoff, but works perfectly on my 6-inch scale DC shelves. He looks great with all the other Batman villains. I just really, really love this figure and highly recommend him if you can get a hold of him.
And then?
No. See, all I want is the 3 orders of the garlic chicken and the 3 orders of the white rice.
Okay, so at number 5 are a couple of figures that I honestly really didn't think much about, and certainly did not think I would end up loving them as much as I do. And these are the DC Multiverse from Mattel. They're metal figures. I don't remember what they call them. They have a specific name, but it's an Injustice Batman and an Injustice Superman, and they're mostly metal. They're really, really heavy, hefty figures, and they don't have the best articulation, but I don't know, man. There's just something about them, and maybe it's just me. I mean, these things are not expensive. They're not highly sought after on the aftermarket, so it probably is just me, but I really, really love the way these look, especially the Batman. He looks absolutely phenomenal, and if you can get past the, older articulation that Mattel went with, primarily because it's a heavy metal figure, they're awesome for shelf presence. I mean, they look really, really good on a DC display.
And then?
You can put it in a brown paper bag and come put it in my hand.
And speaking of metal action figures, this is the Captain America from Square Unix at number 4. And this is one that I don't even think I realized existed until this year. And then I saw it somewhere and it went on sale at Big Bad Toy Store or something like that. And so I grabbed him, and he has quickly become one of my favorite Captain America figures. I really like that metal heft that the arms and legs and part of the torso and everything has. He's got great articulation, great engineering. The sculpt looks gorgeous. The paint looks gorgeous. He's appropriately sized, just a hair under 6.5 inches. A little shorter than some other Captain America figures that I have, but still really, really cool. Great shelf presence. It's just a phenomenal figure. He is a little expensive because, it's an import, but if you can find him for a good price, this is definitely worth it if you're a Captain America fan.
And then?
I refuse to play your Chinese food mind game.
All right, so in at number 3, this is kind of a placeholder for all the 118 scale Star Wars ships that I picked up this year. This, of course, is the Millennium Falcon I picked up. It was missing some parts, so I 3D printed some stuff, added some extra stuff to it, and made a custom, YT 1800 freighter out of this thing with big guns on it. But I also picked up an A-Wing. I picked up a TIE Striker. I picked up the E-Wing from Hasbro that made it on one of my other lists. I picked up several 118 scale ships this year, and I just love them all. And this is one of the reasons why I love collecting 118 scale when it comes to Star Wars and G.I. Joe, as opposed to 112 scale. While I do collect 112 scale on both those lines, just the ships really make a difference when it comes to that stuff, and being able to get a hold of these things more easily and cheaper and have space for them in my collection makes a big difference to me, and this is just something I love to collect.
And then?
No, and then?
And of course, we had to throw mafex on this list. Of course, this is the steel figure from the Reign of Superman at number 2. It's just a phenomenal figure. I think he came out last year in 2023. I'm not really sure, but I finally picked him up this year, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, beautifully done, as pretty much everything mafex does is. But this one's just really exceptional. By far the best plastic representation of steel that has ever existed, maybe ever will exist. I don't know, but the thing's just phenomenal. I mean, you know, you've got the sculpt, you got the paint, you got the articulation, you got the shelf presence. It's just across the board a perfect figure for a DC collection, especially if you're into Reign of Superman. You know, whatever it is, it's perfect. I love this thing, man. He takes place front shelf on one of my DC displays, and I'm just so happy I picked this guy up.
And then.
No and then.
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 And in at number 1, my favorite pickup of the year is a custom 3D printed Danny Ketch Ghost Rider motorcycle that my friend Custom Canon, you can find him on Instagram, had designed and put together. Now, I did paint it, and ignore the figure on there. That's just a Kit Bash Ghost Rider that I threw together. The real star here is the bike itself, and in my opinion, I like it better than what Hasbro put out about 4 months after I got this one from Custom Canon, because I never thought we'd actually get a Danny Ketch Ghost Rider motorcycle. And then they released one, but you know what? It wasn't as good as this one right here. It was just missing a lot. Just didn't feel right. This one to me feels right. This one to me is absolutely my favorite. And more importantly than that, it is by far my favorite pickup of the entire year of 2024. It's gorgeous. I love it. Thank you, Custom Canon. Go check him out on Instagram. That is it. That's my number 1.
I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna put my foot in your ass if you say and then again!
And then.
So that is it, guys. There are my top 10 pickups of 2024. Stuff that wasn't new, but it was new to me, and it was stuff I was very happy to get a hold of. And this was probably the hardest list to make out of all the top 10s that I have done this year, because my tastes change all the time. I pick up so much stuff that doesn't make it onto one of the other lists, and I love all of it, and it's all cool. And who knows, tomorrow my list may be completely different, but as of right now, this is my favorite 10 items that I picked up this year. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below what some of your favorite pickups of the year were, and I appreciate you guys watching, and always remember to enjoy your collection.